Hello and welcome back to Luluné Storylogue, where we uncover the real stories behind the music.
You know, driving in tonight, I was just watching how the streetlights catch the rain on the windshield. It's just a fleeting little thing, but it's so beautiful.
Yeah, there's a certain kind of peace in that, isn't there? Just focusing on that one tiny, isolated detail.
Exactly. Like, the rest of the drive is just the traffic and chaos, but that one little framed moment feels so still and intimate.
And that feeling is exactly what the artist captures so wonderfully in the piece we're looking at tonight, the beautiful frame of our finite days.
Yes, and the companion song, The Frame of Finite Beauty, the emotional vulnerability in it is just, so moving.
It really is. I mean, the artist actually starts the essay with a story about that exact same framing effect, looking at sunflowers in a bright blue sky through a small window.
Right, and through the glass, it looks like this perfect, breathtaking masterpiece.
But then they step outside into the sprawling backyard, and suddenly the magic is just gone. They're just ordinary flowers.
It's such a relatable paradox. When you go out there, you're hit with this vast, boundless space. And mentally, that limitless world just dilutes your focus.
Because the brain just can't process infinite details. Your attention scatters all over the place.
But the physical boundary of that window frame, it isolates a specific piece of the world. It forces you to actually assign value to what's inside it, transforming the ordinary into concentrated art.
I love that. It's kind of like editing a picture on your smartphone. You take a photo of a really busy street, and at first it's just cluttered and messy.
Oh yeah, you don't even know what you're supposed to be looking at.
Right. But then you zoom in, you crop out all the chaotic edges and set a boundary, and suddenly there's this masterpiece hidden right in the middle of the mess.
Because the limitation itself is doing all the heavy lifting, which is such a profound metaphor, really.
It is. It takes this visual concept of a frame and asks a much deeper question. If physical boundaries create value in space, does the same rule apply to time?
Like, does the fact that we have a hard stop at the end of our lives actually give our daily routines their meaning?
Yeah. And to answer that, the essay brings up this fascinating thought using the movie Troy. Achilles says that the gods actually secretly envy humans.
Which feels so backward when you first hear it. I mean, they're immortal gods.
Right. You'd think if you had infinite time, you could just experience literally everything. Why envy people who barely have enough time to figure life out before it's over?
Well, because unlimited time inevitably makes moments cheap. Think about it. If you're immortal, your life has no frame. Every single moment is totally repeatable.
You could just do it tomorrow or, in 100 years.
Exactly. But our mortality makes every passing second an irreplaceable limited edition. Everything is intensely beautiful precisely because we're doomed to eventually lose it.
It completely shifts how you see things.
Yeah.
And you can really feel the resilience of the artist here, reflecting on this from the vantage point of being over 60 years old.
Yeah. Yes. That undeniable realization that there are fewer days ahead than there are behind. It's so raw.
It takes so much courage to face that. But what's incredible is how the song's lyrics handle it. You might expect that narrowing time frame to feel tragic.
But the song completely flips that fear. There's this one phrase that just shatters me every time I hear it, because the end is certain, every moment catches light.
Wow. Every moment catches light.
Yeah.
That is incredibly powerful.
Isn't it? That limited time ahead isn't a dark cloud at all. It acts as this tightening frame that intensifies the brightness and the sheer weight of the present moment.
We spend so much of our lives stressing out about running out of time, constantly checking the ticking clock.
Always worrying about what we haven't achieved yet.
But what if you viewed your finite lifespan not as a countdown, but as a golden frame?
Yeah.
It makes your current relationships and those little daily routines totally irreplaceable.
It really grounds you. And the song's resolving message captures that perfectly. True happiness isn't found in constantly chasing infinite possibilities.
No, it's not about scanning the horizon for the next big thing.
Right. It's found in simply holding hands and walking into the shape of the life we're still inside, recognizing that, as the lyric says, you've never been more beautiful than you are right now.
So we want to leave you with this thought tonight. If you could place a frame around just one seemingly mundane, ordinary routine in your day tomorrow to elevate it into a masterpiece, what would it be?
Just imagine it's the absolute last time you'll ever get to do it. How would that everyday annoyance suddenly look? Now, let the melody speak what words cannot.
Please subscribe and like.
One autumn day you said to me, "Darling, look outside." A quiet window, sunflowers swaying slow, blue sky above, light and shadow drifting by. What seemed so simple through the way you see turned into something softer, something I couldn't name. Inside that narrow frame, feelings settled into place. One small window reshaped the world outside. I stepped outside, rows of sunflowers, nothing more. Ordinary petals I had passed before, but held within a boundary, cut clean against the sky. There was a quieter beauty I had missed my whole life. You said, "We're like that, only here for a while. That's what makes it matter, that's what makes it ours. You've never been more beautiful than you are right now. We won't ever stand here the same way again." Now past 60, the years move faster still. More road behind us than what's left to fill. And maybe that's the reason everything feels so bright, because the end is certain, every moment catches light. So take my hand, let's walk side by side into the shape of the life we're still inside. This moment, as bright as it will ever be, no turning back now, just you and me. You said, "We're like that, only here for a while. That's what makes it matter, that's what makes it ours. You've never been more beautiful than you are right now. We won't ever stand here the same way again. You've never been more beautiful